Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is Andrew's Automotive Archaeology, and this is number 10 in a series of videos where I'm going through inventory from Phillipson Ford in Argyle, Wisconsin. I bought out the remaining collection of parts last summer, and it was about 26 pallets full, and that translates to well over 100 of these 27-gallon yellow top totes that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever. And I'm just going through them one at a time. I've seen what's in them because I packed them, but they were so quick I didn't get a chance to really look things over, so it's kind of a surprise for a lot of this stuff. So I got tote number 10. I just pulled one at random off the pile, taking the cover off already, and let's go get started. Okay, first thing, trans parts, automatic transmission parts. Okay, this looks like, let me try to side this. So that's just like what the box says. Automatic transmission parts. C6 or Ford-O-Matic. Clearly they're used. I don't know anything about them. Don't know anything about them at all. So, they could be worth something. Yeah, my automatic transmission parts are usually worth something, but I don't know if these are bad or not. And I know there's a lot of ball valves and stuff that go in here, so I don't know. Looks like looks like a lot of them have been pulled out, so I don't know what's going on with that. That's going to take a little bit of research and poking around. I'll just set that down over here. Ooh, okay, here we go. Last video, we were talking about rotunda, and here we are. There's a bunch of parts. Rotunda. I think these might all be the same. Let's see. And this is what I was talking about in the previous video with there being replacement parts. These are 1964 C4AZ front seat belt, boot, and retainer kit. And there's 5 of them in here. There may be more buried under there, but right now there's 5. So this is a and this is back in the era when Rotunda was making replacement parts. It's basically, oh, okay, it's the little cover. I think this covers the seat belt mechanics down by the floor where it mounts to the floor. Yeah, these are those are going to be fairly desirable, I think. Interior parts like that are usually something that's some people are looking for. So the cool thing is we've got 5 of them, possibly more. So those will probably go up individually. Those are good. Let's see what else. Flow Dry Flowmaster ink, instant drying, waterproof, and indelible. Cushman and Dennison Manufacturing Company. It's empty, or that's probably not going to come off. It was an office, so my guess is, I mean, Phillipson Garage was around, I want to say, post-World War II. So would they have been using a quill pen at that point? I don't know, but it could be a, like a reservoir ink pen of some kind would have used that. That's pretty interesting. I don't know, not worth anything really because it's not in very good shape. 8HA8501. So I think this is a water pump rebuild kit for an H engine, which is the second generation of Ford's 226. I mentioned the G engine. That was a G. That was the first, 1942, I think, was the first year they came out of it. I think I said 1941 in the other video, but I think it was 1942. 90 horsepower flathead 6. Well, this is the second generation flathead 6 that they made after World War II. And they only made it for a couple of years because they came out with a 223, which is closer to the modern straight six that we know than the G engine. And oddly enough, people actually they're not that much different. But people build the H engines more than they build the G engines because H engines had 5 more horsepower. So they had 95 horsepower. So this is a rebuild kit, a water pump rebuild kit, which is something that people are going to be looking for. Let's see. Lamp assembly with attaching parts for a 1970 Torino. Bezels. Well, this says lamp assembly. That's not what these are. These are parking lamp bezels, but it's a right hand and a left hand pair, which is good. Torino parts are kind of hard to find, so this will do pretty well. A 70, that'll do pretty well. That'll probably go up in the store individually. Let's see. Okay, here's a B5A. So this is a 1955 Ford taillight lens. That's in really good shape too. That'll definitely go up in the store separately. The earlier ones, I get a lot of the 60s stuff, but the earlier 50s stuff is kind of hard to find, so that'll do well. Okay, Northern Rebuilders. Well, this is Dealers Manufacturing. It's got the same color label, so I don't know if it's they changed their name or whatever. I'll look that up, but more than likely that sort of style fuel pump, 76, will probably end up in a lot. Okay, here's an interesting box. I think this thing was in that box. Okay, hub bolts, that's an empty box. Bracket of some kind, an ancient can of Windex. This might be the stuff that kills you, I don't know. An empty bag, an empty bottle of Thermofax belt cleaner. This is not in really good shape, but sometimes these old cans, people collect them. So I'll maybe it'll go in with the bottle as a lot. 7/8 left hand nut. So is this lefty tighty righty loosey? Here's some more of these. Yeah. Okay. Amcor Bank, Argyle, Wisconsin. Phillipson Ford. This is from 1998. Deposit slips. Phillipson Ford Inc. Paul M. Phillipson. Yeah. This looks like there's Internal Revenue Service Federal Tax Deposit Coupon Book. So estimated tax payments. Looks like they didn't use them. That's a good thing or a bad thing. What is this? Order forms. Customers Parts Order Ford Customer Service Division. I don't know if that stuff's worth anything or not. It's worth looking up. Is this what I think it is? Yes. Okay. This is interesting. This is a 1973 to 1979 Ford truck, F100 through F500, or 100 through 500. It would include the buses and the chassis and all that kind of stuff too. This is the service manual, and this is a microfiche. Yeah, here's a 72 to 81 Courier, Ford truck 100 350 Master Microform parts catalog. Those are interesting. I don't know how valuable it is. I haven't really seen a microfiche reader since I was in college. A number of years ago. Various nuts and bolts. I don't know that this stuff is really worth anything. That's interesting. What is that? Is that a Winker? It's a cool Art Deco plug. It looks like an extension or something. That's cool. Yeah. Little novelty. I'll throw this stuff back in there. I don't, the IRS stuff isn't worth much. This might be worth something. This is worth looking up. Maybe I can use the Windex to clean the windows around here. Okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Fairly sizable box here. Okay, here we have that last video, I think 2 videos ago maybe. Here's Rotunda again, and outside rear view mirror. I think I want to say this is another West Coast style mirror. That last one, I put it up and I sold it in less than a day for full asking price. So this is the same thing. The mirror looks intact. So we'll probably put that one up later this afternoon. That's another good part out of this box. We'll keep going. Oh, here we go. Yep, a couple more of these. The 48. Oh, and some keys. I've got these from that other video that I threw up here. Unless it's a set, they're not really worth anything. But it does have the original keys, and usually what I'll do is wait till I get a dozen or so of these, and I'll put them up in a big lot for auction. But we do have 2 48 7113. These are also in good first quality condition. So what I'll do is just add to the listing and stick these in the tote with the others. So these are I'll probably ask, I think I was asking $175 for the other ones. Those will sell for sure. Rear lamp lens red 7RC. I want to say 1947. It's glass. Yeah, it's a glass lens, parking lamp lens. That's worth looking up. Those are a lot of this stuff, Dennis Carpenter reproduces this kind of stuff, but people are always looking for the originals. Greenwood Manufacturing Division, Hickok, Greenwood, Mississippi. 007-00064 Thermostat Tester. Okay, this is a Rotunda. That's a number from that special service tools section. There it is, Rotunda. This would have been a replacement cable for an existing set. I don't know which one, but I can look it up for that part number, and I can probably sell the part number. If people are looking for it, I can sell that. This may be something, they go bad after a while, and so somebody might be looking for that. That's a good thing to look up separately. 014, here's another one. That's another Rotunda Special Services part number, individual. Yep, transmission adapter, cable, and overlay. OTC Division, SPX Corporation. So that is another Rotunda branded part. That'll be something to look up separately also. Okay. A couple of these. I don't know if they're the same. E5TZ, no they are not. This one is a fuel pump. I'll look. Part of the problem with these is if they were built, this one maybe not, if they were built in the pre-gasohol ethanol era, the ethanol, they may not be ethanol proof. And that's kind of an issue with selling NOS fuel pumps and fuel pump rebuild kits. I had a whole bunch of fuel pump rebuild kits, and they had rubber parts in them, and I basically had to throw them away because as soon as you started using ethanol gas, they would have just been toast. So it's it's unfortunately, that's kind of what happens, changing technology. Here's another one, E5TE, so that's 1985. or newer truck. Those are worth looking up. I suspect those may end up in a lot along with a bunch of other stuff. Let's see. Aha! Parking lamp lens, B8A. These are for, okay, there's 3 of them in here. And there's a pair. Left and a right pair, and then a separate one. You know, again, these are, okay, here's right hand, left hand. These are reproduced, probably. It's real easy to reproduce plastic, but you know, these may be worth less than a new plastic one. They may be worth more. It just depends on the quality of the reproduction. But I'll definitely look these up. You know, the pair might be of some value, so that's definitely worth taking a look at. That is a Delco 5515798. I can look it up through that part number. Typically with these, very few of them are actually worth money. Almost none of them are worth anything as singles. Even as pairs, not really. It's just there's so many options out there that are modern, that are so much better than these. But you know, it's worth looking up. Sometimes you find one they're hard to find and they're desirable. So we'll take a look at that and we'll see what we can get out of that. And got some stuff in it too. Automotive fabric spot lifter. I actually had a box full of Ford chemicals like this, belt dressing and some kind of oil. Just, you know, they sold these things in the dealerships. This is basically, you know, spot cleaner with a little brush on the top. You can probably get these at AutoZone, something similar, you know. Yeah, not really worth anything. Somebody bought the whole box. I mean, they paid a decent amount of money for it. And I don't know, because I don't know if the chemicals inside were any good or what. This one, it sounds like it's all dry. You know, I honestly don't see anybody being interested in that. So we'll probably end up throwing that away. But I'll look it up because I look up just about everything. And, okay, last thing is this. A remanufactured starter. Looks like it's one with an external remote solenoid. I don't know when Ford went to the integrated solenoid. RM23. That is not a part number. I don't know what that is. It's like a lot number or something, because I'll see a lot of different ones that have that same number on them. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what this fits. I'm gonna have to do some research on it. But it might be worth something. It might not be. It might just be scrap. You know, it seems like the same story I keep telling. But anyway, that is it for this tote. Thanks for watching.